fact that in the media recently, and it seems like a lot of the talk in Camelot has been directed at the council for not supporting the police chief. I think that one thing that we're definitely ignoring here is that as a council, we represent Camelot. We represent a very vibrant, diverse population. And not everyone in Camelot is behind the police chief. I think if we all remember when we, against my vote, passed what you all call a compromise, which I guess the police chief was satisfied with, there was a referendum from the citizens that shot that back down. And I think that as a council, we need to hear that loud and clear that, we're not just representing a police chief up here on this council. We're representing the entire population of Camelot, and I think they spoke loud and clear when they shot down our passing of the shotgun racks, which I want to say I did not support.
I think that from here we need to stop dwelling on the past and think about how we're going to move on in the future with this. And I think that what we saw is a breakdown in communication. So the city manager and the council need to be in better communication with the police chief about what we as a council want and is what the citizens want. And then we can together come up with proposals that make more sense and will ultimately please everyone.
This is actually for the city manager, Mr. Baker. You suggested 3 plans at this point. One was the police protection program, and the other 2 were the Camelot Shores project and the Marina project that were all either shot down by the council or the people of Camelot. Is there any frustration on your part at this point in Camelot? You've only been working here briefly, but how do you feel right now about your tenure at Camelot?
Well, I love the city of Camelot. Let me start off by saying that. And I love working with the council. However, that is an interesting question because the feeling of frustration certainly has been one within my office. I like to say we also worked with the health department on getting that proposal through, so we did feel some level of success. But I would like a new city manager here, so I also have to prove my office's capabilities and gain the trust and support of the council.
He's been very informative and responsive to all our questions. I think everyone on the council would agree.
We love him.
Okay. Council was accused of holding a secret meeting 2 weeks ago that is in direct violation of the Sunshine Law. And could you please explain what happened at this meeting? Citizens of Camelot are very upset about this.
Councilman Lowe was the first to come to the defense of the council regarding this accusation.
To decide on any city matters or make any decisions. And we definitely did not do that. All that we were doing, we had definitely heard some complaints from members of the community and also from the President of the United States, who sort of looks down over this council, President Orr. And there was a lot of complaints about how we are not running meetings efficiently and that we needed to really get through this budget debate. The budget was definitely a much more complicated, much more lengthy, and much more difficult issue than anything that we had dealt with as a new council. And so we were simply meeting to just familiarize ourselves with the budget proposal, talk ourselves through what the different plans were so that when we met in our official meeting, we can make the decision here, but we wouldn't be going through any of the sort of painful examination of the writing in front of everybody, wasting time and wasting, quite frankly, our own time when we need to be getting to other issues.
I agree with what Councilman Lowe said. I think that meeting was specifically for the purposes of us just getting together and discussing the issues that we knew were going to come up, in the next meetings, and of course, the dissatisfaction of the community with our performances at earlier meetings definitely had a big role in our deciding to meet together at that time. And, at no point during the meeting did we sit down and actually vote on any issues or actually say, this is how it's going to play out. We kind of wanted to get an idea, talk to the city manager, look at his proposals, but never did we say, this is how it's going to be. So
our meeting also focused on issues of finance, taxes, and certain things that are actually not open to public record or don't necessarily need to be. Having said that, I believe we brought up more or less everything that we discussed in the meeting. And again, we are by no means obligated to do that, but as a council collectively, we felt that was the right thing to do.
The issue of taxes is sometimes hard for politicians to understand on all levels, so the city manager's office also wanted to take the time to explain that.
Great.
Thank you very much.
Great,
for putting
thank
this
you very much
together.
for
This has
coming.
been great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
To my fans out there.
Good night, Camelot. Stay righteous.